drafted by the Phillies, how much did you know about the Phillies or Philadelphia at the time of being drafted?
Mike Schmidt. No Larry Boyle.
Didn't know that.
The chairs were brown and yellow or something. The 1996 All-Star Game, and I didn't want to be there.
That's what you knew?
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
We all have changes of heart. We all have changes
Yes,
of heart.
I mean, just I'm being
Who
honest.
did you want to get drafted by?
Who did I want to get drafted by? First, Oakland A's. That's hometown.
Okay, that's home.
That's hometown. I've been talking to Oakland. Seattle Mariners were high on the list, and Atlanta Braves. Like, they were at every single game, played on the scout teams, went up, met Ken Griffey Jr. in Seattle illegally. So I'm like, I'm going to one of these teams, but Seattle had Alex Rodriguez, so I'm like, that's not good. The Braves, they were in the middle of winning, and I didn't know what they had, but I was like, you don't want to go in that organization. Like, they're winning out, they're not going to make any changes unless you're a big-time free agent. So I was like, well, Oakland has Mike Bordick, but by the time he's there, he'll probably be old enough to switch positions. So that's where I went. Then going to draft night, I'm sure that's probably where you're going.
Yeah.
So I get drafted. The local scout by the name of Bob Poole, he says he came and saw me a number of times, met me. I have no idea.
You don't recall
no clue.
Like, I do not recall.
No clue. And, I know I'm going in between rounds, late round 1 to early mid round 2. I told him, look, if you take me in the third round, I'm going to college. Straight up. I didn't want to go to college, but Arizona State wasn't a bad default.
That's a nice place.
Very nice. So I get the phone call, and he calls me. This is Bob Poole with the Philadelphia Phillies, and I'm like, the who? It's like, the Phillies. We took you in the second round. I was like, okay.
So you weren't thrilled,
and hung up.
You didn't even have a conversation?
No, that was it. What? It was Philadelphia. I didn't know. I just knew they had Mike Schmidt, and it's a stadium that no one wanted to go to. And that was the vet. I made my debut there at the vet, but this is back in '96. Remember, this is 22 years ago.
I understand.
All right, but just disclaimer. Like I said, if there's anything you don't like, it's the blue and orange mics. There you go. But about an hour later, my mom comes home, and she's looking at me, and I just have this look on my face. She's like, "That's okay, baby. The call will come." So I let it go about a whole another hour. I'm like, "Nah, I got the call."
So you didn't even tell her?
No, I did not tell her. I did not tell her. And she was like, "Boy, you got me running down here, all nervous and trying to think of things to say." I was like, "I wasn't tripping. Like, it's cool." I got drafted by the Phillies. She's like, "That's great." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "They suck." I mean, 93 happened. This is 3 years after 93. So everybody knows where you guys were 3 years after 93. It wasn't.
It was a dark time.
It was a dark time. But I made this promise to my mom. I said, "Mom, they may not be winning now, but when I get there, we'll win."
Oh, yeah.
And that was the promise I made her.
So even before you got to the big leagues, you were already making guarantees.
I was dealing with my mom, man. Mama G, she don't play. You got to talk trash to her.
So
what you gonna do, baby? I'm gonna win. Don't come on with a clean uniform.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it.
It's funny because you talk now about the Phillies and how you really didn't want to be associated with them. When did you kind of turn the page and understand that, okay, this is a golden opportunity in this organization for me?
Maybe about 2006, to be honest. Prior to that, we would just kind of find, maybe 2005, we'd be kind of finding our way, and obviously the Braves were the talk of the town, the talk of the division, and it was just like, what is it like to win? Like, they win every single year. We're not going to beat them. There's no way we're going to beat them. But then 2006 happened. The Mets beat the Braves. I'm like, we played the Mets pretty damn well. So now that the mystique is gone, the Braves have been knocked off, the crown is up for grabs. And then you started feeling that pride swell up and that promise that I made my mom that we're going to win. And all those things started coming back to me, like, why settle for second? Why sit there and say the division is the Braves and everybody else is playing for the wild card? Why? And I was tired of going home in September. I was tired of literally playing 162 and just calling it a great season. So I just really started, falling in love with this team and what this organization was doing. Although they moved some pieces when they moved Bobby Abreu, whether you like him or not, he was my big brother. So I mean, I never cried on the field, but I was crying in the clubhouse. I was boo-hooing. He had to hug me.
So you cried when Bobby Abreu was
cried. But that was the last time, and I understood it was a business. And I cried, but what it did was take all the restraints off. All of the new guys, all the new crop coming up, and was able to look at Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Chooch. We just acquired Shane and J-Dub, and it's like, dude, we can be pretty damn good. And then that's when that Philly pride really started standing up. Like, make this town a winner. Like, what's wrong with that?
If you had to describe in one sentence your relationship with the city of Philadelphia and its fans, how would you describe that?
That's family, man. That's family. It's one of those things. And I tell you, family can talk about family. Like, y'all talk about each other, but nobody else better talk about you. But let one of your friends come over and say the same thing. It's like, excuse me? It's one of those things. So, I mean, and I've told this to players and I've told this to people along the way. Like, when you understand what Philadelphia is, what the fans are, that you're renting a jersey, you're renting a uniform, but while you're in that uniform, you're family. And if you do something that makes the people love you, you're family forever. This is a major city. You see athletes come through and they're in and out. Secondly, you have to understand that the people in the stands, they really believe they want to win more than the guys on the field. I mean, 100. Yes,
they really believe it.
To their core. You didn't do this, so they feel that you weren't giving your all. You didn't do that, and I paid my money to come out here, and you have to deal with that because they believe in their heart of hearts, and maybe in some cases they're right, that they want to win more than you do on the field. They don't get to come out and do it again tomorrow. We do. Maybe this is their one time out or one series out that they get to catch a team in town. So they want to see you at your best and they want to have something to talk about on Monday. Sometimes it can happen that way. So once you understood that, you understood how to deal with the Philly fan or just the Philadelphian in general. So I wasn't afraid to talk back. I wasn't a punk. You can talk about me, I'm going to talk about you back. That's Mama G. You're not going to talk about me and get away with it. I'm going to say something back. I've had a couple episodes. It didn't make...
I don't think there are fair weather fans in here per se.
No,
they came out to see you. There's no game being played.
No, not at all.
But I've heard some of those comments.
What are you talking about, Marshall? I don't know what you're talking about.
Some of those comments.
Huh?